Hey guys, hope you're doing well. There's a lot of anime that's airing in this season, so some of the good anime probably slip under your radar, or because of its long and weird name, bad description, you probably didn't give it a shot. Hence, today I'll show a handful of running anime that you probably aren't watching. I've excluded all the sequels and the obvious ones like Don't Toy With Me Miss Nagatoro, Hige Hero, Tokyo Revengers, Combatant will be dispatched. You get the idea. And if you're watching every single damn anime that's airing in this season, hate to break it to you, buddy, I don't have anything new for you. But if you're not, then you'll be surprised to see how good some of the animes are in this list. So without further ado, let's get started. I've been killing slime for 300 years and maxed out my level. It's based off a light novel. The premise here is pretty generic. Our female main character lives a painful life as an office worker, but died due to overworking at a young age. After that, she ends up being reincarnated into a fantasy world. The goddess who reincarnated her had pity on her and gave a skill called immortality. Yes, you heard me right, immortality. That's the reason she was able to live and kill slime for 300 years. After killing slime for 300 years, she found out that she had already maxed her level. Rumors of her being level 99 spread fast. Soon enough, various people throughout the continent like the dragon Laika and the elf Halkara start to appear at her doorstep. Some seeking a battle, others asking for her assistance. Meeting new friends and acquaintances who soon become family, Azusa finds that she can live a life far better with others than when she was alone. As you can see, it's pretty generic story and there's nothing new about it. It's not amazing, but it's watchable if you don't have anything else to watch. But hey, if you don't like it, there's more on this list. Vivi, Fluorite Ice Song is the most underrated anime of this season. I really don't know why. Wit Studio is producing it and it was co-written by the same author who created ReZero. The show also gives off a ReZero vibe and you can expect a lot of gruesome scene as well. As for the plot, our main character here is Vivi. Vivi is the first of the androids called the Sisters, who were made to mimic human emotions, each of who have their own functions and reason for existing. The anime's first scene gave us a brief but bloody glimpse into the future where androids have revolted against humans and have begun killing their creators indiscriminately. Luckily, a quick-thinking scientist is able to make it just in time before his death to send an AI into the past in hopes of preventing this disgusting future. That AI will work with Vivi in hopes of stopping this horrible future that awaits them. I hate to admit that I, along with many others, misjudged Vivi, what I assumed would be an idol anime with a futuristic twist, in which I was completely wrong about. If you're like me and didn't watch this anime because of the poster in the description, then you're missing out, my friend. You definitely should watch this anime. If you don't believe me, just watch the first 2 episodes and I'm sure you won't be able to stop yourself from watching more. The Saint's magic power is omnipotent, relying on fewer tropes of the isekai genre than how not to summon a demon lord. The Saint's magic power is omnipotent is arguably the most interesting anime for this season. The series features Sei, a 20-year-old office worker summoned to another world only to be told that she wasn't the saint they were looking for. She goes about her new life working on potions, cosmetics and using magic to grant requests, which begins to make people suspect that she may be a saint after all, despite her attempts to hide her title. It's a cute light entry to the isekai genre. You can just sit back, relax and enjoy the show. If you're expecting action scene from this anime, hate to break it to you, buddy, there is none. You should set your expectation as if you're going to watch a romance genre anime. That way you can really enjoy the show. You can say it's also a slice of life anime but on a fantasy world. I'm personally enjoying the show and I think you should give it a try.
無理をしてないといいのだが。
大丈夫です。でも、私の心臓は大丈夫じゃないです。
A simple premise can lead to a great premiere, and To Your Eternity hits the mark for that accomplishment. It's also one hell of a tearjerker, and considering it's an adaptation from the creator of A Silent Voice, I'm not surprised. The anime follows a nameless orb that is dropped into the world in order to experience life. It's a strange creature who has been blessed with the gift of immortality. While lacking basic emotion, it is sent to Earth. It also has the ability to take shape of any solid thing around him. After changing its form numerous times, from rock to snow, snow to moss and many more, it finally takes the form of a wolf who was about to die. In the end, it is seen how he has changed his shape and taken the form of a boy who did not have many days left to live. This is where its adventure begins. He encounters various people and goes at different places. Its experience as a boy is the main focal point of To Your Eternity. In very simple words, the first 2 episodes was magnificently incredible. It is true how the storyline made the viewers cry and emotionally break their heart, but this sensitive delicateness is the beauty of it. You have to watch the anime to enjoy this amazing experience, and it's an experience you rarely get to see these days. Full Dive. This ultimate next-gen full dive RPG is even shittier than real life. It's just as absurd as the name suggests. Yet also an anime I can genuinely call humorous as a comedy anime. Imagine having a game so realistic you'll be struggling to separate from your real life. This is what Full Dive brings to the table. The story follows Hiroyuki, a high school student who apparently was tricked into buying Kiwame Quest, a 10-year-old VR MMORPG promoted as more than reality, with realistic graphics, advanced NPCs and many more. The only problem with this game is that it is way too realistic. Just to give you a contrast of how realistic this game is, if you get hurt in the game, you'll feel the pain in your real body. After getting hurt, if you use herb, it would take the same amount of time to heal as the real world. The NPCs have their own personality and they're indistinguishable from a regular person. You might get bored because of its slow pacing, but things really start to move on from episode 6 of the anime. If you can keep your cool up to 5 episodes, I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy the rest of the anime. 86 is one of my favorite anime in this spring. It's been a while since I've seen a good military based anime, and that's why I'm putting it on this list even though it's not quite as underrated as some of the other anime. The world of 86 focuses on one big conflict, a massive war between two nations. On one hand is Giardian Empire and the other one is Republic of San Magnolia. In an attempt to take over the whole continent, Giardian Empire began to attack every single country on site. The reason they could was because Giardian Empire was technologically far superior to any other country, and they had developed a military drone unit called the Legion, an unmanned army of self-replicating drone capable of fighting all their battle without a single casualty. It was an overwhelming weapon no nation could match against. When the Republic of San Magnolia fenced against this overwhelming threat, they made one big decision. They stripped all of the Coloradas of their human right. Basically, if you're not pure blood Alba, you'll be stripped off of your basic human right and will be forced to pilot a drone unit named Juggernaut to fight the unmanned Legion army. Fun fact, all of the Alvas have silver hair. To find out what happens to the Coloradas, you have to watch the anime. Trust me, even if you don't like military-based mecha anime, there's a pretty good chance you'll like this one. And did I also mention you that this anime has killer music? You definitely should give this one a try. At least watch the first 2 episodes. Kumodesuga Nanika, or So I'm a Spider, So What? The premise here is pretty simple. Because of a conflict between the demon lord and the hero, a whole classroom gets reincarnated into a fantasy world. While most of the students got reincarnated as prince, nobles, adventurers, our main character got reincarnated as a baby spider. While you may think it's the same as that time I got reincarnated as a slime. No my friend, it's not. It couldn't get any more different than this. The major difference is Rimuru gets an OP unique skill from the start, while Kumoko has to play a death battle royale with her siblings. Well, there's a point-based leveling system that allows you to get stronger, but only way to get point is by beating up stronger opponents and doing dangerous tasks. What I like in this anime is Kumoko's progression, narrowly escaping death and a lot of struggle. At first I thought of it as a mediocre anime, but honestly Kumodesuga Nanika was way more than what I expected coming into this series. If you can get behind its questionable CGI, I'm almost certain you'll enjoy the show.
I'm not letting go! So go down already!
Osamake, rom-com where the childhood friend won't lose. It's on this list out of sheer luck. I had almost finished my video, 95% of the work was done. Then I stumbled across this anime. I couldn't help but include this anime on this list even if I have to edit the video. Because it's good, at least up until 3 to 4 episodes. I didn't have enough time to catch up to the whole thing, but from what I did saw, it wasn't a bad anime at all. It was quite good actually. It had a bit of everything. Romantic moments, emotional sad moment and a bit of comedy as well. It's also underrated as heck. Up until yesterday I didn't know it even existed because no YouTuber covered it and it isn't doing good in most Asia as well. On that note, you can watch this anime in most Asia for free. I'll provide the link in the description box. Just watch the anime. As I said before, there's a lot of anime that's airing in this spring, so it's pretty easy for some of the good anime to slip right under your nose. I hope you at least found one anime to watch. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, a sub to the channel would be creamy. Sayonara.